So there are lots of videos out there of other people modeling multi-digit multiplication, and I have made some of those available through Schoology. But I thought I would use our pre-test from a couple weeks ago and just model all of these problems right here in one place. I'm going to start with 2-digit by 1-digit. Hopefully we're not spending too much time on that, but I'm going to go ahead and model that anyway. So I start by multiplying straight up. 3 times 2 is 6. And then I do the 3 times 9. 3 times 9 is 27. And that gives us an answer of 276. That one's pretty straightforward. Hopefully, we will move beyond that one fairly quickly. So let's take a look at 2-digit times 2-digit. I start here. 3 times 7. 3 times 7 is 21. I regroup the 2 for the 20. Put the 1 right here. Okay. Then I'm doing 3 times 4, but I have to remember to add that 2 on. So 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 plus 2 is 14. Before I move on to the 6, this 6 actually stands for 60, but instead of doing 60 times 7 and 60 times 40, I'm going to put a 0 here as a placeholder. I always need to remember that 0 before I move on to the next step. Now I can do 6 times 7, which is 42. The 4 gets regrouped. The 2 goes right under that 4. Okay. And then the last step in that one is 6 times 4, which is 24. We already used that 2, so I don't want to get confused and regroup that. Excuse me, or add that in. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 4 is 28. Okay, and now we're going to add all of that together. 1 plus 0 is 1. 4 plus 2 is 6. 1 times 8, or sorry, 1 plus 8 is 9. Bring down the 2, and I end up with an answer of 2,961. Some people call this the bow tie model. We're just doing the traditional method, but those arrows in the way you solve the problem form a bow tie. Or butterfly. Some people see a butterfly. Doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and move on to this next one. We're getting more and more digits, and you don't, excuse me, you don't have to draw these arrows. I'm just doing that to model it for you. But if the arrows help you, absolutely feel free to use them. All right, here we go. Start with 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. The 1 goes up there. The 2 goes right there. Next, we have 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30, plus the 1 is 31. Okay? 6 times 4 is 24. Add on the 3, you get 27. Okay? Then we come to the 3, but remember this 3 is actually 30, so we put the 0 here as our placeholder. I'm going to go ahead and cross those out because we already used them. 3 times 2 is 6. Sorry, that was the 3 times 2. These arrows on this one are going to just become jumbled. They're not going to make a picture. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay. And then 3 times 4 is 12, plus the 1 is 13. It's really important to keep those numbers lined up. 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. Regroup that 1. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Bring down this one. we end up with an answer of 16,272. Okay. Here is where we're moving to. And I'm going to go ahead and model it a while because in the next day or two, we're going to get there. At least that's the plan. All right, here we go. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 5 again, but add the 1. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1 is 16. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay. Going to cross those out because I already used them. I'm moving to the 9, which stands for 90, so I'm going to put that 0 as my placeholder. 9 times 5, 45. 5 again is 45 plus 4 is 49. Times 2 is 18 plus 4 is 22. I'm going to cross those out now that I've used them. Here's a new step. Now we're going to this 7. This 7 actually stands for 700. So instead of 1 0, we're going to put 2 zeros as placeholders. Okay? 7 times 5 is 35. Okay? 7 times 5 again is 35, but we need to add that 3, so that's 38. 7 times 2 is 14, but adding in this 3, that's 17, and now we're just left to add them all together. 5 plus 0 is 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. Regroup that 1. 9 plus 5 is 14. Plus 8 would be 22. 8 plus 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. 7 plus 2 is 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 1 is 2. 202,215. I hope this is helpful. This is something that will be available to you to refer back to as often as needed. I just kind of wanted to have all 4 in one place. The more digits we get, the more jumbled the arrows get. I don't draw those arrows anymore when I solve one myself. But I just wanted to kind of put those in there so you could see what I'm doing. As always, let me know if you have questions.